Hi guys, this is Raju from Tectonic. Today I put the Huawei Mate 20 Pro's camera, or cameras, up against the Samsung Note 9s. You could say these two Android phones are the best available right now, but which one does a better job when it comes to the cameras? Let's go ahead and find out. The Mate 20 Pro has a 24 megapixel f2.0 front facing camera. Around the back you have a 40 megapixel standard lens with a f1.8 aperture, 20 megapixel ultra wide angle lens with a f2.2 aperture, and finally an 8 megapixel telephoto lens with a f2.4 aperture. It can record video at 4K 30 frames per second and can also record video at super slow motion. While the Note 9 you have an 8 megapixel f1.7 front facing camera. Around the back you have a main 12 megapixel wide angle camera with a dual aperture of f1.5 and f2.4, and you also have a 12 megapixel telephoto f2.4 camera. The Note 9 can also record 4K video, but it records at 60 frames per second, and you can also record super slow motion video with it. In this comparison test, I'll mainly be focusing on the rear cameras as I'm not really a selfie person. I'll test out the camera during the day and also at night, so let's get to our first picture. Here's an image of some Funko Pops shot inside the house in ambient lighting. You can see the Note 9 took a picture that's more saturated and bright, but it looks a little washed out in comparison to the Mate 20 Pros. The Mate 20 Pro also has managed to retain more detail and capture the picture that's true to life. Now we have a picture taken of the Blue Yeti microphone. Again, just like the picture before, the Note 9 has a brighter image, but the Mate 20 Pro's picture has more detail. You can see more texture on the back and even spot more dust on the mic. In this picture of a flower, we can see the Note 9's picture appears to show more detail. However, again, colours seem a little washed out in comparison to the Mate 20 Pro. Here we have a macro shot of a flower. The picture taken by the Note again shows more detail. It's not as blurry as the picture taken by the Mate 20 Pro though. Now moving on to a picture taken of some fruits. As expected, the Note 9's picture is more saturated, it really pops, but the Mate 20's Pro picture has captured more detail and the colours seem more true to life. Now going through these pictures a little more quickly, you can see a pattern. The Note 9 captures images that are brighter and more saturated. Both phones take pretty good pictures and you can't really fault either unless you're nitpicking here, which is what we're doing. So on that basis we can say the Mate 20 Pro has better colour accuracy and edges it a little more by retaining slightly more detail because the images don't get washed out. The Note is able to shoot images with 2x optical zoom, whereas the Mate 20 Pro can shoot at 3x optical zoom, so you get closer to your subject with the latter. By default, the Note 9 shoots images at 12 megapixels and the Mate 20 Pro shoots at 10 megapixels, but switch the Mate 20 Pro to the 40 megapixel camera and zooming into the image, you can see there's definitely more detail in the picture taken by the Mate 20 Pro. Don't be fooled by the image from the Note 9 as it's just much sharper, that's all. So overall, we've established that there isn't much separating both these phones, but this is the part of the video that really makes the Mate 20 Pro shine. It's got a number of cameras and one of those is the ultra wide camera, capable of capturing nearly as much as the eye can see. A super wide angle lens changes everything. Images are supposed to tell a story, so when you capture more of the landscape, the picture tells a better story. Everything looks more amazing and within context. The amount you can fit into the same frame is just way more than what you get on the Note 9. The Note 9 has a variable aperture which allows you to take better pictures in low light, and it's supposed to take better pictures than most phones. And based on these pictures I've taken, the Note 9 clearly demonstrates that it's shooting really nice images here. However, night mode on the Mate 20 Pro is so much better. You have to hold the phone steady for about 4 seconds and it takes images at multiple exposures and then merges them all together to give you a much clearer image. This does have a disadvantage though, as you could end up with things that look much blurrier. For instance, the fast moving car in this picture looks very blurry. The Note 9's picture also shows a blurry taxi, so it's to be expected with fast moving objects at night, but the blur is definitely higher on the Mate 20 Pro. Video shot at 1080p is pretty clear from both phones. In terms of saturation and detail, they're both comparable and they both do a good job with stabilization. However, if you have to be picky, the Note's stabilization is slightly worse. You can see the video jitter a little more than the Mate 20 Pro. So I think both phones have very good cameras. They both take really good shots with their own weaknesses and strengths, but the Mate 20 Pro definitely feels like it wins this one because of its ability to shoot ultra wide pictures and better low light images. Which one do you guys think is better? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Raju Rahman from Tectonic. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you, please subscribe and like. That would really help me out. And don't forget to check out these other videos too.